we always hear how, like, individual talent is the key to success, right? Well, get ready to, like, totally rethink that idea.
Oh.
Today we're going deep on this excerpt from The Relay Race of Success.
Okay.
And honestly, it's, like, making me question everything.
Interesting. What is it that's got you thinking so hard?
Well, the whole thing is, like, built around this idea that a team can actually do better than even the most talented person.
Okay.
It sounds crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They use this fascinating example from track and field.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
Okay, cool.
The Jamaican 4x100-meter relay team.
Yes.
And just that amazing thing they pulled off.
Exactly.
So you've got Usain Bolt, right?
Right.
The fastest guy in the world.
Yeah.
9.58 seconds in the 100 meters.
Record-breaking.
It's insane.
hard.
But then you have this relay team, and each runner on that team averages a crazy 9.21 seconds.
Per leg.
Per leg. It's like they're bending the rules of reality.
So wait, each runner on the team is basically faster than Usain Bolt's world record?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
That's where synergy comes in, is
Okay.
this idea that when a team works together, they can create something bigger than just adding up each person's talents.
Right.
Think of it like this.
Right.
Each runner brings their own strengths and skills, right?
Right.
But it's how they work together, the precision of their handoffs,
Yeah.
the way they're all in sync. That's what actually boosts their performance.
So you're saying it's not just about having, like,
Exactly.
4 fast runners on the team.
It's not enough.
It's about how they all work as one unit.
Yeah, it's about how they function as a single unit.
Got it.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Okay, that makes sense. But isn't there a risk of, like,
What do you mean?
relying too much on the team?
Okay.
I mean, shouldn't we also think about individual accountability?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the whole team succeeds,
Right.
does that mean each person gets the same credit?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Even some people did more than others.
That comes up a lot when you talk about teamwork.
Yeah.
So while the team's success is important, obviously,
Right.
individual accountability is still key.
Okay.
It's about knowing that everyone has a specific role to play. Like,
Yeah.
they're responsible for their part.
Yeah.
And in a really good team,
Yeah.
everyone understands each other's strengths and what they bring to the table,
Uh-huh.
even if it's not always equal.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's about the balance, right?
exactly.
The team and the individual.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
Okay.
We need both for real success.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so how do we take this relay race idea
Yeah,
and, like, apply it to other parts of life?
right.
It's easy to see how it works in an actual race,
Mm-hmm.
but what about, like, at work
Uh-huh.
or even in our personal relationships?
Well, that's the cool thing. This principle isn't just about running.
Yeah.
It applies everywhere.
Oh, interesting.
Think about the military.
Okay.
You know, a successful mission depends on everyone working together.
Right.
Seamless communication,
Right.
total trust between the soldiers. If one person goes off on their own,
Mm-hmm.
it can mess up the whole operation.
Wow.
It's the collective strength,
Yeah.
the way they rely on each other,
Okay.
that leads to victory. It's like a real-life relay race.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
But what about something like finance? I mean, it seems like it's all about numbers there
Mm-hmm.
and individual performance.
Well, while individual performance is definitely important in finance,
Okay.
a bank's success ultimately depends on how well all the departments work together.
Okay.
You've got analysts assessing risk,
Right.
loan officers working with clients,
Yeah.
customer service reps making sure everything runs smoothly, every part is connected, and if one area breaks down,
Yeah.
it can affect the whole system.
So it's like a giant complex relay race
Exact.
where everyone has to perfectly hand off the baton.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, cool.
And that brings us to another really interesting example.
What's that?
Supply chain management.
Oh, yeah, that's a hot topic these days.
And for good reason.
Right.
A global supply chain is essentially a huge relay race.
Okay.
Each stage depends on the smooth transfer of goods and information.
Yeah.
If there's a delay in one part of the world,
Yeah.
it can cause problems throughout the whole system.
Right. Shortages and disruptions.
Exactly.
So it's all about optimizing those handoffs.
Yeah.
Building trust between suppliers
Mm-hmm.
and having that shared vision of success.
Precisely.
So this relay race concept,
Yeah.
it's not just some nice analogy.
Right.
It's actually a key principle for achieving success.
In all kinds of different industries.
Exactly.
And what's really amazing is how this applies to personal growth, too.
Oh, interesting.
Think about your own life, your goals, your aspirations.
Hmm.
Are you approaching them like a lone wolf, trying to do everything yourself? Or are you open to collaboration, recognizing that you can achieve more by working with others who share your vision?
You know, it's funny you say that.
What's up?
I've always been proud of being independent,
Right.
self-sufficient.
Okay.
But lately, I've been feeling a bit stuck.
Really?
Like I'm hitting a ceiling.
Interesting.
Maybe I do need to be more open to collaboration.
It's a common misconception that collaboration takes away from individuality.
Okay.
It's actually the opposite.
Huh.
By working with others, you get new perspectives, you challenge your own ideas,
Right.
and you discover strengths you didn't even know you had.
Wow.
It's about harnessing the energy and creativity of the group.
Right?
To push yourself further than ever thought possible.
That's powerful. Okay, so we're talking about embracing collaboration.
Right.
What are some, like, actual things we can do to make it happen? It's easy to just say, work together.
Yeah.
But how do we really put that into practice?
Well, that's where the real work begins.
Okay.
And I think it starts with a mindset shift. Instead of seeing success as something you do alone,
Right.
we need to start recognizing the power of cheating things together.
So ditch the lone wolf mentality.
Exactly.
But that's tough.
I know.
It's hard to let go of control.
It is a shift, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it.
Okay.
Once you embrace that collaborative mindset, you can start taking some practical steps.
That's what?
Well, first things first,
Okay.
clear communication is essential.
Right. Everyone needs to be on the same page.
Exactly.
But how do you actually make sure of that?
Good question.
It's more than just saying the goals at the beginning, right?
Absolutely.
What else?
It's about creating a culture of transparency and open dialogue.
So, like, how do you do that?
Think visual roadmaps. Everyone can see. Regular check-ins where everyone's voice is heard. Even using those collaborative tools.
Right, so everyone can see the progress.
Exactly. It's about breaking down those silos.
And making sure everyone feels like they own it.
Right.
And I bet trust is a big part of all this, too.
Huge.
Like, if you don't feel comfortable sharing ideas or admitting mistakes.
It's hard to really collaborate.
Exactly.
Building trust is essential.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, it's about creating a safe space where people feel comfortable speaking up,
Right.
challenging assumptions without being judged.
Exactly.
It's like that saying,
What's that?
the best teams can have the toughest conversations.
So true.
Because if you can't be honest with each other,
Yeah.
you'll never reach your full potential.
Couldn't agree more.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget to celebrate those wins.
The collective wins.
Yes, when the team succeeds,
Uh-huh.
it's important to acknowledge that it was a shared achievement.
Right.
It reinforces that idea that we're all in this together. It shows that we're contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
Like, it's not about who crossed the finish line first.
Yeah.
But that the team crossed it to ever.
Exactly.
Kind of like that quote.
Which one?
It's not about being the fastest individual. It's about running the race together.
Perfect.
Wow, this deep dive has been so insightful.
Glad you enjoy it.
You've totally changed my view on collaboration.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
And the best part is that this applies everywhere.
It really does.
It's like a call to action, to look around and ask yourself, where in my life could collaboration unlock a new level of success?
I love that question.
Yeah, it's a great one to think about.
It is.
And I think that's the perfect note to leave our listener on.
I agree.
With that question lingering in their mind.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new project at work.
Could be.
Or something in their community. Or even just deepening those connections with family and friends.
That's a good one.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
When we choose to run the race together.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the power of collaboration.